edition of TFNN. Time to talk about your health. Living a primal lifestyle.
You know, we have Tom from Tampa on the phone. Hey, Tom. Good morning. It's bright and early now, huh?
Hey, good. How you guys doing, Nico?
Doing great.
Good. Hey, your newsletter's outstanding, man. I'm telling you, man, it is outstanding. And so is the Primal Edge. I love that stuff. I'd never be without it. I mean, I've been on it now 3-4 months, man. I mean, it's just, I can't get over how good I feel.
Primal Edge is, people are raving about it. People who are trying it, they know because you can feel it.
Would not be without it.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now your hosts, Nico de Haan and Paige Clark.
Welcome to Living a Primal Lifestyle, where we explore a return to a more balanced, natural, wild world to recover our natural health and regain our rights and freedoms. Good morning, I'm Nico de Haan, and it's a beautiful morning in downtown St. Petersburg, 68 degrees, mostly cloudy, and after 9 o'clock it's going to be sunny and up to about 74 degrees. So it's gorgeous out here, spring break time. Everybody's down here. It's really busy, folks, but it's the place to be right now, that's for sure. I'd like to remind you, first of all, please pick up my Health Signals newsletter, a new one out right now, and talking about the flu season, of course, other things that bother us. And I'd like to remind you to pick up the Primal Edge, our one-shot wonder, over 310 organic cell-ready liquid ingredients, all there to make you healthy. One shot in the morning will do it. It's $89, brings it to your door every single month. So please pick that up. And Paige is out. She'll be probably back in April, maybe next week, maybe the week after. I'm not sure, but she's getting on a little bit better, I hear. And so it'd be nice to have her back, somebody to talk to. That's for sure. And the number here is 877-927-6648. So I want to start off by talking about things to avoid as you get older. You know, as we get older, things seem to affect us. But I was reading the Business Insider the other day, and Aaron Broadvin had an article in there about the 5 deadliest habits to avoid when you get older. And we're going to talk about specifically one of them, but let's go over these. There's a handful of activities that can be detrimental to your health, and in some cases, studies have found the link between these habits and early death. And, you know, bad habits are a lot of times tough to break. Even if they're detrimental to your health, certain activities can be difficult to give up. Before suggesting that these activities were harmful, researchers studied big groups of people over a long period of time. And in some of those studies published this week with the American Heart Association, the Circulation, the scientists found some troubling links between high intakes of soda and sweet teas and fruit juices and early deaths. There was a large review, and 2 of the studies published in the same journal last year. So researchers pinpointed 5 habits that appeared to be tied with a significant shorter lifespan, and this is mostly in America. Now, the first thing on the list is actually drinking sugary beverages and eating processed foods. And a lot of people start their morning with a nice big glass of juice. And if the juice doesn't have any pulp in it, it has added sugar in there, there's a lot of problems in there. Even if the pulp is in there, I would say that the 8-ounce or 10-ounce glass of orange juice is way too much. When I first came to Florida in the 50s, the restaurants used to give you this little thimbleful, I think it was about maybe 2 ounces, maybe 3 ounces of free. And that's probably about the right amount if you're going to take that first thing in the morning. Probably not even a good thing then, but it may not spike your sugar if you're on a keto-adapted diet, let's say, or paleo type of diet. There's a 34-year study of more than 118,000 people suggesting that the more sugar people drank, the more likely they were to die from problems like heart disease. If you're worried about drinking and eating habits, there's plenty you can do to counteract the problems tied with sugary drinks. Aside from simply avoiding soda and juice, a growing body of research suggests that a meal plan focusing on protein and vegetables and healthy fats has key benefits. And those benefits include losing weight, keeping your mind sharp, and protecting the heart and the brain as you age. The best diets and the ones linked with the longest life include the high intakes of some protein, some vegetables, and healthy fats like those from fish and olive oil and things like that, and low intakes of sugary beverages like juices and sodas, processed sweets, breads, red and processed meats, any kind of processed meats, trans fat, and of course the iodized salt is a big problem too. The second thing they mention here is smoking. No other habit has been so strongly tied to death. In addition to cancer, smoking causes heart disease, stroke, lung diseases, diabetes, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, includes emphysema, chronic bronchitis, and this is all according, of course, to the Disease Control and Prevention, the center. Smoking, of course, you inhale tobacco and tar along with the toxic metals like cadmium, beryllium, and things like nickel and chromium. All of them, they kind of accumulate on the leaves of the plants themselves. So it's no surprise that these studies find that abstaining from cigarette smoking for life is linked with a longer life. If you're already smoking, quit. Both quitting and cutting back has been linked with positive outcomes. And I smoked for a while back when I was 17, smoked for 3, 4, 5 years maybe. And it was just due to peer pressure. All the kids were smoking, it was cool. How come you're not smoking? Those questions come up. And then, of course, that first drag, and you wonder why you ever started. Coughing and stuff like that, it's not good for you. It doesn't taste good. And you do it because of the pressure. Another one, the third one, is sitting for long periods of time. You know, getting up once in a while can do you a world of good. So sitting is really, really bad for you. And there's all kinds of studies, wealth of information about that. It suggests that cardio, or any type of exercise that raises your heart rate, gets you moving and sweating for a period of time, can be beneficial to you. Aerobic exercise is the key for your head, just as it is for your heart. Most research suggests that the best type of aerobic exercise for your mind is anything you can do consistently for 30 to 45 minutes at a time. Another one is being over or underweight. So people who weigh above or below average appear to face a slight higher risk of death. And the last one is really drinking heavily. It's been tough to pin down a precise relationship between drinking and overall health. A little bit of alcohol, such as 1 or 2 drinks per day, seems to be okay. More than that, however, the benefits appear to vanish. The most dangerous types of drinking are heavy drinking and binge drinking naturally. Defined by the CDC as 8 drinks per week for women and 15 drinks per week for men, heavy drinking has been tied to a host of negative outcomes, including overall shortened life expectancy. Binge drinking, or having 4 drinks if you're a woman or 5 drinks if you're a man within 2 hours, may be equal to even more harm, the study suggests. Other problems tied to heavy or binge drinking include cancer, heart disease, respiratory disease, and any kind of injury probably from falling and things like that. So I want to go into the whole thing about drinking and the paleo diet, because there's a lot of information about here I think that you'll find interesting. So when we get back, we're going to dive into that. Meanwhile, I would like you to pick up the Health Signals newsletter. I have a brand new one I'm working on right now from this show and the next show. And of course, want to remind you to pick up the Primal Edge, our one-shot wonder. Over 310 organic cell-ready ingredients, liquid ingredients, always there to make you healthy. Pick those things up, and I'll be right back, folks. Okay, we'll put Tom on next. You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com. Will the S&P 500 continue to climb? For bold trades on U.S. large-cap stocks in either direction, trade SPXL, SPUU, or SPXS. Directions Daily S&P 500 Bull and Bear Leveraged ETFs. Direction Leveraged ETFs. An investor should carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risks, charges, and expenses before investing. A fund's prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a fund's prospectus and summary prospectus, call 866-476-7523 or visit directioninvestments.com. A fund's prospectus and summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back to the show. We have a caller on the line, Tom from Tampa. Hi, Tom. How you doing today?
You good? How you doing?
I'm doing great. What's up?
Hey, Himalayan salt. I noticed, I'm out there kind of, I was at Whole Foods the other day, looking there. You have different types. You got a pink sea salt, you got crystal salt. I mean, which one we really, are we after the sea salt on the label, or is it just Himalayan salt's pretty much the same for all of this?
Yeah, it's pretty much the same as content. Some of them are not as pure as others. So if it's established that it's food grade, then you know you've got a really good product there. It has a lot of things. Of course, it has the same type of ingredients as table salt, except it's much purer. And it has a lot more of those trace minerals in it. It comes from a region called the Salt Range, which is in Pakistan, I believe. And it comes from these mountains that are kind of folded over. And that's the key. The salt that was laid there from these ancient seabeds have been kind of protected because they've been folded over. So really, it's really pristine. And the reason we're using this is because some of the things that we eat these days aren't as pristine as they used to be. We don't eat the whole animal. So a lot of these little trace minerals that we would get from the pancreas and from the stomach lining and from the liver, things that we don't eat a lot of these days, this is how we're getting that substitution. We're getting a lot of those minerals from that salt. So that's why I'd use it. And of course, the other thing
I also noticed it actually lowered blood pressure. Am I reading that right?
Yeah, yeah. Well, the iodized salt that we have is really pretty much compromised. Not only is there iodine in it, which is not the real problem, the problem is the type of iodine that's in it. It's not a real good quality. And the other thing, this is salt that's dried in the open air, a lot of pollutants on it, and it's just not a good product. So I highly recommend people use the Himalayan sea salts and find a good quality provider for that.
Yeah, I guess if you get it under once a day, if you have it with your breakfast, you're doing pretty good if you're doing that.
Yeah, well, I cook with it every day, and then I add it to certain things too. So yeah, it's a great thing. Hey, thanks for calling, man. I appreciate it.
Okay, Nico, have a great day.
Yeah, you too. Take care. So we're talking about low-carb alcohol guide, what we need to know about drinking with on a keto diet. So It seems to be on a keto diet that alcohol affects you a little bit differently than other diets. You don't stay sober. I think you get a little higher on it because you don't have as much in your stomach. So I would recommend, if you're going to do this, probably eat a keto balanced diet. Get some protein in there. What you don't want to do is eat a bunch of carbs before you drink, because then you're just adding it. So there are 3 specific downsides to consuming alcoholic beverages following a keto diet. So let's go into these. The 3 reasons to reconsidering drinking on keto diet are: number 1, you turn into a bottomless pit of hunger for calories. Alcohol is packed with empty calories, and the calories you get from alcohol is about 7.1 per gram to be exact, offer no nutritional value. You don't feel full. You're more likely to overeat unhealthy foods since your inhibitions are lowered. And this can make your stomach seem like a bottomless pit. It does seem like drinking, you kind of reach for the nuts or the things that you shouldn't be eating, like the carbs and things like that. It does seem to have that effect. However, if you don't, I find that you're doing okay, as long, and I'm not talking to people, of course, who are alcoholics, who can't have alcohol. I'm talking about if you can safely drink alcohol. And how to do it properly and what to drink. Okay. Number 2 is you'll turn off your body's ability to burn fat for fuel. Did you know that your body treats alcohol as a toxic substance? Well, of course it does. When it enters your bloodstream, your body shifts gears and focuses all of its energy on processing the alcohol out of that system, out of your system. Everything else hits the pause button. That's kind of the way it works. And it kind of works that way with all carbohydrates. And of course, alcohol is a kind of carbohydrate all on its own. It's not exactly like the food carbohydrate. It acts a little bit different. But since your body is busy filtering out alcohol, it stops using fat for energy like it normally does when you are in ketosis. It uses the empty calories you drank first for fuel. This won't help you reach or maintain ketosis. It can have the opposite effect. So I found out if I have a beer after I work out at jiu-jitsu, that it really doesn't kick me out of ketosis. But I think if I drank 3 of them, it would, maybe even 2 of them. And I kind of feel the switch happening. So I try to stick to 1 beer most of the time if I'm doing that. If I'm drinking things like scotch or wine, then I really have to stick to 1 or 2 drinks also, because after 2, things go wrong. So I think the thing with the alcohol really is knowing what your limits are, knowing that 1 or 2 drinks is it. If you can stick to 1, that's great, because that's when I always feel the best. I have 1, I forget about it. But that's a little harder to do, because you're getting a little buzz on, you feel good, so you want to have a little bit more. Number 3 is you'll get drunk faster and have hangover that might be worse. Well, I haven't really found that. I have found that you do get a buzz a little faster from the alcohol. There's no doubt about that, no matter if you're drinking 5 ounces of wine or 1.5 ounces of scotch or vodka or something, or that 8 ounces of beer. It's all the same thing, and pretty much makes me get a little buzz after 1 drink, where before I, of course, always wanted to eat before I drank. It just makes a lot more sense. I don't want alcohol in me on an empty stomach. I just feel that's too much. Those on a ketogenic diet also report experiencing harsher hangovers compared to when they ate a high-carb diet. Now, see, I haven't found that at all. Of course, if I do have 4 or 5 drinks, I'm sure I would have a hangover then. But I don't go, that way. So some of these things to follow, and I think there's a graphic here we can go to. So when your 6 guidelines when you're drinking alcohol and ketosis: eat a keto-friendly meal before drinking. Watch out for heavy pours. So, a lot of good bartenders will give you a double instead of a single for the same price. So you got to watch it. Calories matter just as much as carbs. True. Follow the 1 drink max rule. I think that's good. The role of non-alcoholic mixers on a keto diet. That's the real problem, folks. That is the problem. So, where are we here? Okay. The role of non-alcoholic mixers on a keto diet. When it comes to mixing drinks, choose the right combination. That's what it takes. While vodka has 0 net carbs, pairing it with a sugary lemonade, soda or tonic defeats the purpose of choosing vodka for its low carb content. The majority of mixed drinks have at least one ingredient that's not keto friendly, such as fruit juice or sour mix. And there's a little chart here someplace. I must have missed it. Where is that? I think this is it. Yeah. So this tells you the carbohydrates in the cocktails when you mix them. Fuzzy Navel, 38 grams. Pina Colada, 30 grams. Mai Tai, 30 grams. So if you want to stay under the 15 or 25 grams of carbs, your alcohol is going to make a big push just by having one drink. Even a White Russian. Gin and tonic, 16, it gets a little bit better. But if you do it without any of these things in here, your alcohol is going to be a lot different for you. So it's what you mix it with rather than the other. We'll be right back, folks.
Would like to tell you about the personal training studio that Nico is the owner and president of, Performance Training. Since 1998, Nico has trained individuals and groups to improve their health both mentally and physically. As a certified personal trainer, Nico's main focus is on demonstrating exercises correctly to avoid injury and teaching his clients how to manage their past injuries while getting the most out of their personal training sessions. The Performance Training Studio is filled with unique training equipment that enhances balanced results at a faster rate while minimizing damage and discomfort. For more information, you can give Nico a call at 727-418-8740 or email him at nico@tfnn.com. Let him know you heard him on TFNN and save up to $100 on a special package just for TFNN listeners. Act today. The Taz Profile Scanner is the most revolutionary piece of trading software that you will ever try. Wouldn't you like to approach the markets with confidence? As you begin your trading day, it's likely that you'll be faced with lots of decisions. In order to make the best decision, the first thing you'll need is a strategy that will help you minimize your risks. Whether we're in a bull or bear market, a good strategy is to have the tools needed to help you scan and analyze the markets before you trade. The Taz Profile Scanner instantly scans and filters over 2,500 global financial markets, such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, president of Taz Market Profile, the Taz Profile Scanner understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications, automated trading algorithms, and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. Whether you're looking at the trade matrix, the ETF heat grid, the market breadth, the landscape charts, or the many other features of the Taz Profile Scanner, this is a piece of software that will revolutionize how you look at the markets and set up your trades. The team at Taz has even put together a 12-part video series to walk you through every aspect of the Taz Profile Scanner, which you can find directly on the Taz order page at tfnn.com. Sign up now for only $97 a month with a risk-free 30-day trial, so you have nothing to lose and everything to gain. See for yourself how you can harness the full power of the Taz Profile Scanner by visiting the front page of tfnn.com today, and you'll find the Taz Profile Scanner under the Services section. Remember, with a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to lose. Don't let another day pass you by without trying out this amazing piece of software that will revolutionize how you look at the market and how you place trades. Sign up today.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back to the show, folks. Paige is still out. Hopefully next week she might be here, or the week after, I think, probably for sure. So it'd be great to have her back. So we're talking about alcohol, and it's kind of like two sides of a coin. You know, a little bit is okay. Too much can put you into dire straits. I think our primitive ancestors loved alcohol. There's been evidence going back 30,000 years of beer being made and wine and things like that. And I think we had a good relationship with alcohol for many, many years. I know people who take a shot every night before they go to bed and they're doing fine. But we also know the problems that it brings also, especially with alcoholism and things like that. So while drinking moderate amounts of alcohol, and that's defined as 1 drink per day for women and up to 2 for men, has been shown to have positive health effects, especially on the heart health. Regularly having more than that won't yield the additional benefits. A new global study published in The Lancet backs this up. Hundreds of researchers from accredited institutions analyzed information from more than 1,000 alcoholic studies and data sources, as well as death and disability instances from 195 countries between 1990 and 2016. The study confirmed that drinking alcohol, regardless of how much, led to poorer health. While having a glass of wine here and there won't kill you, the risk of deadly health problems like several types of cancers, strokes, infectious diseases like tuberculosis, self-harm, traffic accidents spikes with more frequent and heavier drinking. In fact, sipping on liquor, wine, or beer was a risk factor for disability and dying early for some people ages 15 to 49 in 2016, leading to 2.8 million deaths globally. I wonder how they figure this stuff out. That means drinking no alcohol is actually your safest bet, according to the study authors. So, want to understand the risks of drinking? Here are 10 health conditions that heavy drinkers are more likely to get, other than the people who don't, drink as much. So the first one is depression. Sure, kicking back with a drink will make you feel good at first, but as the body breaks down the chemicals found in alcohol, the balance of mood-stabilizing neurotransmitters in the brain gets disrupted. A family, in short term, this can lead to your mood to dip. And over time, it actually causes the brain cells to shrink, which can trigger problems like depression. The second one is obesity. One of the simplest way to keep your weight in check is not by drinking too much. Studies show that alcohol intake can be a risk factor for obesity, especially when you regularly have a lot of it. Why? For most of us, alcohol is just a source of excess calories. Experts know that when you drink, you usually don't compensate by eating less. Plus, even a few drinkers can lower their inhibitions. Even a few drinks can lower your inhibitions, prompting you to eat more than you otherwise would. Another thing is memory loss and dementia. Off-kilter neurotransmissions don't just mess up with your mood. They can lead to short-term memory loss. Think booze-induced blackouts and long-term cognitive problems, including dementia. A major French study that looked at more than 1 million adults found that amongst 57,000 cases of early onset dementia, nearly 60% of them were related to chronic heavy drinking. The other one is fatty liver. We've all heard about that. It's the liver's job to metabolize the nutrients from the things we eat and drink. But having too much booze at once overloads the liver, causing fat to build up. This excess fat is stored in the liver cells where it accumulates to form a fatty liver disease. All this extra fat can up your risk for harmful inflammation conditions like alcohol hepatitis. It can also lead to cirrhosis, where the liver is unable to do its job and starts to deteriorate. Another thing is on this list is stroke. Even if your heart is healthy, you're significantly more likely to have a stroke if you're drinking heavily. In fact, one study found that binge drinkers, men who had more than 6 drinks in one day and women who had more than 4, have nearly 40% higher stroke risk, compared to those who never binge drink. Experts don't really understand the relationship between heavy drinking and stroke risk, but the heavy drinking is tied to the blood pressure, which is a major risk factor. And the next one is the high blood pressure. So flooding your system with alcohol signals the release of stress hormones that cause your blood vessels to tighten and constrict, temporarily making your blood pressure spike. Over time, this tightening makes your blood vessels stiffer, less elastic, which can cause the high blood pressure. Cardiomyopathy. Over time, heavy drinking can cause your heart muscle to become weak and saggy. This condition, called alcohol cardiomyopathy, makes it harder for your heart to pump freshly oxygenated blood throughout your body. This can lead to fatigue, trouble breathing, swelling your legs and feet, irregular heartbeat. Even scarier, it says it can also do organ damage and heart failure. And the next one is pancreatitis, and that's a painful condition marked by the heavy inflammation that can lead to diabetes and pancreatic cancer, one of the deadliest forms of cancer. Excessive alcohol consumption isn't the only culprit. Gallstones and certain genetic disorders are also the cause of it, but it'll up your risk big time. That's because booze interferes with the natural pancreatic function, causing the organ to secrete digestive enzymes internally instead of sending them out to the small intestines where they're supposed to go. Next one is cancer. So cancer, heavy boozing has been shown to up the risk of certain cancer, and that includes breast cancer, liver, mouth, throat cancer. In fact, the researchers tracked the drinking habits and cancer risk of more than 1 million women. They found that up to 30% of the cancer cases were tied to the alcohol consumption. And what's the link? When alcohol is broken down into the body, it's converted to a toxic chemical called well, I don't know what it's called, but it can interfere with your DNA and the proteins in the body and cause damage to your cells. Alcohol generates free radicals, harmful compounds that cause the cells to oxidize. This can sometimes cause the healthy cells to grow out of control, and that is a sign of cancer. Another thing is pneumonia and tuberculosis. Alcohol suppresses the immune system by interfering with your body's ability to make the infection-fighting white blood cells. In short term, they make you more prone to catching a cold or another bug. But long term, repeat binges can suppress the immune system to a point where you become more susceptible to infectious diseases. And the last thing is HIV. And of course, drinking can't give you that, but it does suppress your immune system. So any type of heavy drinking is going to suppress the immune system, and it can depress it to a certain point where it's going to affect you getting those minor things like a cold or susceptible to other diseases. And if you keep this up, then of course the risk keeps going up and up and up. And as you're getting later into life, that's going to be a big problem for you. So the best thing to do is keep it down to a few drinks a week, and I think you'll be fine. You know, you can have 1 or 2 or even 3 drinks, and it's not going to be a problem for you as long as you don't do it on a regular basis. That's what I get out of this. And I like to have a beer, I like to have some wine, I like to have scotch. It's just that we got to keep it under control, and when you do, you just feel a lot better about yourself, and you do a lot better for your body. Stick around, folks. I got a lot more. I'll be right back. You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
No matter what kind of trader you are, 2018 is a great time to try out a subscription to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report. Whether you just plan on diversifying your portfolio with some exposure to gold and gold mining equities, or you're a gold bull that sees 2018 as the year of commodities, now is a great time to sign up for the Gold Report. Tom O'Brien publishes his Gold Report every Monday morning before the market opens and covers a variety of topics including gold, silver, platinum, copper, the XAU and HUI, the dollar, bonds, South African rand, as well as more than 20 of the most actively traded mining equities. Start your 2018 off with a bang and sign up for the Gold Report today. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. For all the details and to start your subscription right now, visit the front page of TFNN.com and you'll find the Gold Report under Investment Newsletters. David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back to the show. On the telestrator, we have our producer saying one drink max rule is difficult because alcoholic beverages are intentionally designed to make the drinker want more. Well, they definitely don't. We want more, that's for sure. So I have an article here. Alcohol is the leading cause of death and disease worldwide. This study says alcohol is killing more people globally than we originally thought, according to a new study. The study published Thursday, and this is dated May. No, that's Ashley May. Oh, well, I think it's dated last month. Was in the Lancet, found that alcohol, such as beer and wine, is the leading factor for death and disease, associated with 2.8 million deaths each year, and the 7th leading risk factor for premature death and disability globally in 2016. Okay, 2016 was when it was done. Okay, researchers used 694 studies to estimate worldwide drinking patterns and used 592 studies plus 28 million people to learn about alcohol's health risks between 1990 and 2016. This was done in 195 countries. They found drinking alcohol was associated with nearly 1 in 10 deaths of people ages from 15 to 49 years old. Causes include tuberculosis, road injuries, and self-harm. For people over 50, cancers were cited as a leading cause of alcohol-related death, about 25% of the deaths in women and 19 deaths in men. Researchers found that the burden of alcohol consumption was worse than previously reported. They called for more regulations around alcohol use and said there is no amount of alcohol that is healthy. Previous studies have found a protective effect of alcohol in some conditions, but we found that the combined health risks associated with alcohol increase with any amount of alcohol. So a little bit is okay, but when you start increasing it, then it goes the wrong way. He said the research showed that links between drinking alcohol and risks of cancer, injuries, and infectious diseases are greater than protective effects of alcohol linked to heart disease in women. The widely held view of health benefits of alcohol needs revising, particularly as improved methods and analysis continue to shed light on how much alcohol contributes to the global death and disability. The most recent dietary guidelines for America, as reported by the U.S. Department of Health and Humane Services and the United States Department of Agriculture, suggest women have no more than 1 drink daily and men have no more than 2. The American Society of Clinical Oncology made up some of the nation's top cancer doctors, said limiting alcoholic drinks is important for cancer prevention. I think a lot has to do also with the type of diet that you're on. I found when I switched over to the keto that alcohol affects me a little bit differently. It doesn't make me binge as much on other foods. It doesn't make me crave the carbohydrates as much. So I think there is a little less problems with it. But again, it has to be kept under control, which means that you need to really pay attention. And, you know, one of the good rules that I have, I don't like to really drink out that much. I really rather drink at home. This is just one of the rules that I have. And so if I do go out and drink, I'm going to have just one. So there's an article here, and this is from Forbes magazine. How long does it take for the brain to recover from drinking? Alcohol takes a rapid toll on the brain, and caution is well warranted about what we choose to do while we're under its influence. Well, it isn't so well known that it hits our brain, and it takes much longer after the booze has left our system. So the latest research on the topic was a meta-analysis of several studies that combined brain impairment hours to days after heavy drinking. With few exceptions, these studies showed that our cognitive abilities like attention and memory are debilitated even when alcohol in the blood is no longer measurable. Impaired performance in these abilities reflects poor concentration and focus, decreased memory, and reduced reaction time. Why this happens is largely about how we embattled our bodies and brains from the chemical assault that comes from heavy drinking. And that's defined by the CDC as more than 4 drinks for women and more than 5 for men. Alcohol is a potent diuretic that causes the body to lose a lot of liquid, up to 4 times what's being consumed while drinking. This leads to dehydration. To compensate, the organs draw in as much fluid as they can, leaving the brain fighting to stay hydrated. As a result, the brain, the membrane that encases the brain and the spinal cord actually shrinks. So very important if you're drinking alcohol to go along, have a glass of water along with it to stop this from happening. Alcohol does take the liquid out of your body in a sense. It makes you dehydrate, so real important to keep that up. And of course they're talking again about people that are having 4 drinks if you're a woman and 5 drinks for a man. That's a lot of drinking. That's a lot more than I do on any day. So they're really talking about something that, you know, when you do drink that much, you're going to be impaired for much longer than the alcohol is in you. There's certain things that get delayed, and especially the brain, because the brain is this powerhouse and it needs fuel. And when it gets dehydrated, then it has a problem. The circulation kind of stops in there. So. All of this fluid leaving our body, magnesium, potassium, sodium, and other nutrients are necessary to stable cognitive function, are flushed out as well. These nutrients aren't immediately replaced once the alcohol is gone, nor do the depleted membranes instantly bounce back. Recovering from the ethanol siege takes time. So it really does take time. I'm thirsty just thinking about this. Excuse me, folks. So the key, again, you know, have 1 or 2 drinks and that's it, and have food with it, and primarily a keto or paleo style meal. The protein is going to help slow down the action of the alcohol, and it's going to make it much more pleasant. It says here, our findings demonstrate the hangover can have serious consequences for the performance of everyday activities such as driving, workplace skills, such as concentration and memory. This makes me think, you know, if you're driving while intoxicated and they put you in a tank for a while, they keep you there for a certain amount of hours, I think it is, and then they let you go. Now, are you more impaired after that, even though the alcohol's pretty much gone? The studies here say that it is, so maybe they need to keep you longer. It's really something. The research also offers a couple of takeaways. The most obvious is that heavy drinking is simply a bad idea for many reasons, among them the toll it takes on our bodies and brains. Another is that when we drink, it's foolish to think that we won't suffer extended consequences beyond just the headache and queasiness. Work isn't going too well. we're not going to be fully present in our relationships. Our brains aren't going to perform like we like. You're kind of in a stupor. You're just kind of passing the time, and I felt that myself. You're just not quite right. You know it's from the drinking the night before, and you're just not performing well, whether it's on the mat with your buddies, or whether it's just you're having a talk, whether you're doing a show like this, or whether you're just having a relationship with somebody and talking. It's just things get short-circuited. So we'll be right back, folks. I got one more segment here.
I'm certain you are or strive to be one of the best at everything you do in life. It's the most common trait that we tigers and tigresses share. If you're looking to become the best of the best when it comes to managing your money, let me teach you to do what most wealth managers tell you can't be done, which is how to time the markets. I'm Steve Rhodes, author of Mastering Probability, and for the last 12 months, Timer Digest has been tracking my newsletter signals, which have earned me the ranking as their #1 market timer in the nation for the S&P 500 for the last 12, 6, and 3 months. Timer Digest also ranks me as the #1 market timer for gold as well. The fact is, markets can be timed, and I'll teach you the exact set of tools that I use that has transformed me into one of the best at what I do. Sign up for Mastering Probability today by clicking on the newsletter tab on the homepage of TFNN.com and get immediate access to workshops where I take you step by step how to use an extraordinary set of tools, as well as provide great market calls too. Sign up today.
Hi folks, Tom O'Brien here. If you'd like to get my daily newsletter, Market Insights, then now is a great time to sign up for a 30-day free trial. Every morning by 9:30, I send out my morning letter to subscribers with market commentary on a variety of markets, currencies, and commodities to keep investors up to date on the day's trading action. Included in Market Insights are specific buy and sell recommendations for stocks, ETFs, and even options, with stops and price targets included for every trade in my newsletter. If you'd like to try my newsletter risk-free for 30 days, then head over to the front page of TFNN and you'll find Market Insights under Trading Newsletters. I use my years of trading experience to bisect and dissect the market every morning and give my subscribers the most important information they need to know for the day ahead. I even issue afternoon updates for my subscribers whenever warranted with important market action. I'm always scouring the market for the next great trading opportunity. Sign up for your 30-day free trial to my daily newsletter, Market Insights, today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Wow! Go get 'em, folks.
TFNN has put together the best lineup of live content for traders by traders every market day, featuring some of the most knowledgeable and respected minds in the business. TFNN broadcasts 5 days a week live from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. Eastern Time. We have live programming every market day during market hours. Every morning, Larry Pesavento kicks off the trading day live at 9 a.m. and breaks down the opening bell with Trade What You See. At 10 a.m., Tom and Tommy O'Brien host the TFNN Bull Bear Trading Hour, followed at 11 a.m. by the team at TD Ameritrade and Thinkorswim with Fast Market. Basil Chapman hosts the Tiger Technicians Hour at noon, Steve Rhodes at 1 p.m. with the Trader's Edge, Dave White at 2 p.m. with the Power Trading Hour, and Tom O'Brien anchors the daily lineup from 3 till 5 as host of the Tom O'Brien Show. Tune in to TFNN's Tiger TV on your computer or mobile device, and you can always find us streaming on YouTube. TFNN.com, educating investors.
And welcome back to the show. I got this new product. It's on Kickstarter. It's called Thin Ice 2.0, a new generation weight loss clothing line. This is kind of interesting. Of course, Paige and I had been talking about dunking yourself into cold water. People have different different types of cold that you can go to these free places where they put you inside a freezer and it burns the brown fat. It's good to rehabilitate yourself, things like that. So this is a new product I found out. It's a technological breakthrough that takes place that is so different, profound, innovative, and truly user-friendly. It's designed to impact literally billions of lives worldwide. Yeah, well, this is from them, of course, because we know beyond a shadow of a doubt that the moment you'll try it, you'll feel 100% convinced that Thin Ice, the world's first wearable weight loss clothing line, is such a breakthrough. It's been described like something from a science fiction movie from the 22nd century. Uh-oh, watch out. So this is a vest that gets cold. So it's been developed, And now they have a prototype. I guess you can get this through Kickstarter. And you just wear it. And you use the thin vest anytime, anywhere. You can put it under clothing. You can do it while sleeping. Let's see, they've got some pictures here of a guy sitting at his desk using it. I guess that must be the battery there. Here she is in the kitchen. Guy's chilling out. Here you can wear it under a suit, apparently. And there's an app that goes with it. You simply wear the new thin ice vest and it immediately starts to work, helping you burn fat and lose weight. Burning an estimated to 500,000 calories a day based on controlled scientific studies that feature similar features and durations to recommend the use of thin ice. Thin ice is controlled by a super easy to use app. Technology strategically cools parts of the body with high concentration of thermoreceptors which stimulate the brown adipose fat pathway. The miraculous pathway burns white fat, the bad fat, to produce heat, burning calories in the process. The battery will be located at the back of, oh, I guess it's at the back and not the front. There must be the control in the front. Anyway, take a look at that on the Kickstarter. It's Thin Ice 2.0. Thanks for sticking around, folks. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.